With the growing economy, business travel is up. Growth is huge right now. And then on top of that, low-cost carriers and social media have opened up destinations that people might not know about. With the increase in travel, airports are constrained over the years because TSA checkpoints tend to be a point of congestion. They're really just put in place in an old facility. The facility were never built for those checkpoint or the new security protocol that goes into place in airports. Another reason is they're constrained by land. An airport may want to expand gates. They need to look at options, and one of those options is either tear down and rebuild on site, relocate somewhere else to get that added real estate for the airplane landing and real estate inside for the security checkpoints.
In Williston, North Dakota, a booming oil town grew quickly enough that its previous airfield was no longer able to accommodate the traffic coming in and out. While reviewing expansion, Sloulin Field International Airport had difficulty coping with zoning constraints, design concerns, and the need for runway works, ultimately deciding that building a new airport would be the best decision.
Sloulin Field International Airport didn't meet any safety or design standards to meet the FAA's requirements for commercial jet service. Because of that, the City of Williston partnered with the FAA and the State of North Dakota to relocate that facility to the new Williston Basin International Airport to accommodate today's needs as well as future growth for the City of Williston and northwestern North Dakota. The biggest challenge involving that light switch transition overnight was the tenant coordination and making sure that they had all of the training, equipment, and any other items pertinent to their operation ready and raring to go. On October 9th, we had our very last flight at Sloulin Field, and that started the time clock to get our equipment relocated to the Williston Basin International Airport by noon the next day for that first arrival and departure here at XWA.
Operational Readiness, Activation, and Transition, also known as ORAT, is when we ensure that people, processes, technology, and tools are in place for the opening of a new facility or refurbished facility. So typically a project manager is focused on the construction aspect of building an airport. They have all their own stresses, their own delays, their own schedule to meet, but what's often missed is the human factor. So when the passengers come in, do they know how to get around the facility? Do the ticket agents know how to go from the ticket counter to the gate counter? Do the baggage handlers know how to operate within that facility and use that equipment within that facility?
In late 2019, the Williston Basin International Airport in North Dakota opened to the public with the help of Chrysalis Global, a consulting organization specializing in business operational readiness.
Our mission here at Chrysalis is to provide unparalleled management consulting services to help our client exceed their business objectives. How we complete our mission and work through it is by making sure we understand our client's mission. It starts back at day one when we get on site. We hold stakeholder engagements, and those stakeholders are everyone from a person in the community going to be using the facility to the person in the basement doing the cleaning services. Ultimately, they're the ones operating the facility, and if that's our goal, is to make that facility operational on day one, we need to make sure we're working with them and they understand what their facility is going to be and also what they need in their new facility. ORAT really starts at the design phase, and that's where we can take our lessons learned and put it into the design phase. That's just something that we make sure it prevents change orders later down the road, and we like to come in during that phase to help the client in the best way possible.
You hire the best architect, the best engineer, the best contractor, all the best of the trades. But what we find can happen is that things get missed in the gaps between those project areas. Operational readiness takes a cross-functional view of the project. It makes sure that the right people are communicating throughout the project. It makes sure that the processes work end to end. The truth is that the most successful airport facilities projects begin with ORAT in the DNA at design. If you take a look at a project that is using ORAT, what you'll see is a very robust communications structure. There are frequent contacts with stakeholders from all areas, and there's a robust framework for decision making. Ideally, if the operational readiness effort has been successful, it will be absolutely seamless to the passenger on day one. Any major initiative even a non-facilities project can benefit from ORAT, its methods and its philosophies.
Being a government entity, we do have to go through a selection process. So we made a selection based on qualifications to bring on an airport operational readiness consultant. Through that process, Chrysalis Global Aviation really shined to show us what we needed to plan for to allow for that overnight transition to the new airport. It was abundantly clear that their leadership and structure to ensure that all of those details were really met for all of our tenants and all of our other operational needs was paramount to being successful to commence operations on October 10th, 2019. The best advice I feel I can give to another airport is to bring in that team early. It's amazing how many items can be accomplished during that time frame, which you're not really thinking about that early in the game. Working through inventory and coordination and training for all of those different entities is paramount to making sure you have a successful transition, especially when you have a really limited time frame to do so.
When you need to make changes to the strategy or operating procedures that make your business run smoothly, turn to Chrysalis Global Aviation. To learn more, visit chrysalisaviation.aero.